Hello and welcome to another video, or if you guys are new here, hi, my name is Jemmy. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. By the time you're watching this, New Year's has already passed, but I am pre-filming this video, so it's still December for me. I'm hoping my New Year's would have been good too, though I do work on New Year's, so probably not. Anyways, by the time you watch this video, I am hoping that I have uploaded this video on the second week of January and that I have already uploaded the two other videos that I have already filmed. I'm actually planning on uploading this the same week I uploaded my most anticipated new releases for 2026. The reason for that is because if I uploaded this on the third week of January, it would have felt a little too late since this video is me talking about my plans for my TBR pile, and it just felt that later in January just didn't make sense. Also, if you have not seen my most anticipated new releases for 2026, I'll leave it in the cards for you to check out if you want to watch it. Okay, so the other video that I should have already uploaded is my reading goals for 2026. If you guys have not watched that, I will also link that in the cards for you to check out. But in that video, I discussed one of my goals is to reduce my TBR by 50%. In order to do that, I need to know the number of unread books that are on my shelves. And I currently do not know that number. So I have to count all of my books. Now you're probably wondering, why not just count the unread books? Well, I also want to know how many books I own physically. I'm not going to count my mangas in this because with my mangas, it's a little difficult to know which one I have read and which one I have not because I watched the anime as well. So what I thought I have already read may not be true, but I only remember it because I watched the anime. So the mangas, I'm not going to count. And another reason I want to count my books is because I want to know if I have more read books or unread books. And that will definitely help. I actually did this at my apartment before I moved, but the numbers are no longer accurate because I had 6 full boxes of books in storage that I had no idea about. Okay, I did have an idea about it. I just thought it was 3 boxes. But apparently that is not the case. I had 6, not 3. So without further ado, I'm gonna start counting my books and I will let you guys know the total amount of books that I own, how many I have read, and how many I have unread. So then you guys will know the total of unread books that I have on my shelves. So this is an angle of choice, but this is the best angle I got to be able to capture my shelf and partially the ground over here. I also do have a cup of coffee with me because your girl did not get enough sleep. So she needs her coffee. I have a warm coffee today instead of a cold iced coffee. I typically like iced coffee more than hot coffee, but it is a little chilly out today, so your girl needs a little warm coffee. So I'm gonna get started on counting my shelves. I'm gonna count my shelves first, and then I'll move the camera down to when I count these bottom ones so you guys can see, but I think I'm gonna count across first so that way once I move the camera down, it stays down. I don't have to keep moving it back and forth. So yeah, I also brought some sticky tab and a pen to write on so I can keep track of how many books are on each shelf, and then I'll calculate it at the very end, the total amount, and as well as I'll write how many books I have read on that shelf as well and unread. So that will definitely help me to calculate at the very end. I hope I have enough memory on my memory card. I did buy a new one to help with this because it was a planned video, so I wanted to get a bigger memory card to hold the files because I feel like this is going to be a long video. Am I procrastinating because I don't want to count all my books? You are indeed correct. I need to start now because I can no longer put off counting because I'm just being lazy. I know I am, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. have finished counting my bookshelf and books, and that is quite a lot of books. I am shocked by the number. I did also count the ones that I have upstairs, and as well as I am missing a couple of my little novellas for my Percy Jackson series. I don't know where they're at, and I don't know how many I have, so that is not included in this number. I also have to hurry up and try to finish this because my battery is dying. I do have a backup battery. If it does die, then I'll just put it in, but I'm going to try to see if I can finish this video before my battery dies. Anyways, I have the numbers here. So the total of books that I have is 427, which is shocking to me. I didn't realize that is how many books that I have. It is crazy. And then I also decided to count with my mangas, though I'm not doing my TBR numbers based off of that. But I'm just curious with my mangas how many books I ended up having. And the total is 507. So I technically have half a library here because what is it, 1,000 books is considered a library. I have 500 technically if you count my mangas. So what I did was I counted all my books including the duplicates, but when I counted my read books and unread books, I did not count the duplicate copies. So these numbers don't add up to the total of 427 because I wanted it to be realistic, because if I counted all my duplicate copies of my Percy Jackson series, I feel like that would skew the numbers. So taking that into account, the total amount of read books I have on my shelf is 168 books. Not too bad. And then for my unread books, I have a total of 199 books. So I have more unread books than I do read books, which I'm not surprised because I added a lot more books last year to my shelves and I didn't read a lot compared to how much I bought. So that number makes sense. Now, if you divided the total of unread books to the total amount of books, which includes the duplicates, the percentage is that 46% of my shelf is unread. So that is not too bad if you look at it that, but if you divide it into the amount of books that I have read, then technically it is 84% of my books are unread. That is actually pretty bad. So I have to technically read 100 books to cut my TBR down to 50%. That is insane. That is crazy. I don't think I will be able to read 100 books because I only read 72 books as my max for 1 year, and I don't think I will be able to do 100 books. So I don't know if I am going to be able to reach that 50% goal, but hey, it's a try. We will see. I also have the option of unhauling and DNFing books as well. That will definitely count. But there are a lot of books on here that are sequels that I do not have the first book of, so I technically cannot read them. I did count them as unread, so they are in the numbers, but I technically can't read them yet, so I shouldn't really count those. However, I really didn't want to go through all that. I already made it complicated enough by counting everything and then splitting it and whatnot, and not counting my duplicates. I was too tired, and I was already 30 minutes into counting my books, and I was like, I'm not going back and redoing it. So that is the total amount. It was to be expected. I'm actually not surprised that I had more unread books because of the fact that I did not read a lot last year. So this year, I am hoping that I could tackle more of my TBR. I lied. I actually have 2 more books that are on my staircase right now that I was using as a measurement for my crochet project. So technically I have 101 books that I need to read. Anyways, let's move on. I actually have some challenges that I'm planning on participating to help me cut down on my TBR. I am participating in 3 of the challenges, and hopefully I actually do them. I am not going to pressure myself into doing the prompts every single month. I'm going to try, but if I don't, then I'm not going to be too upset about it because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to try to complete these year-long reading challenges. I just want to have them to help me pick up books just in case I don't have a mood or I just need to find a book to read and I don't have any ideas. So my camera battery is dying. I will switch out the batteries, so give me a moment. If the camera angle changes, I do apologize. Okay, so the battery has been changed. Hopefully the camera angle didn't change too much, but let's talk about the first reading challenge that I'm going to be doing year-long. So the first challenge I'm participating in, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this one, but it is the Buzzword Challenge. And of course, you all probably know this was created by Books and Lala. She has a video explaining the concept of buzzword. I'll leave it in the description for you guys to check out. But in short, there are 2 reading challenges. One is popular words in book titles, and the second one is popular objects/objects that are on the cover. So you have to pick a book that has the word in the title and a book that has the object in the title. So you technically can pick a book for both prompts, or you could pick 2 separate books. I'm going to try to at least pick 2 separate books to help reach my goal of reducing my TBR by 50%, considering how much I have on my TBR, but we will see. But like I said, if you guys are interested in knowing what the themes are for the title and objects, you can always check out Books and Lala's video. It's in the description for you guys. So the second challenge that I'm going to be doing is Read Your Bookshelf. This challenge was created by Chantel Reads All Day. This challenge is very simple. There are prompts set for every month, and you have to pick a book based on the prompts from your shelf. It has to be from your shelf considering the title of the challenge. And if you guys want to know the prompts, I will leave a link to Chantel's video in the description for you guys to check out as well. And the last challenge I am participating in is called the Year of Goober. This challenge was created by Goobers Who Read / the Goober Book Club / Jassy Curran. I know that sounds very complicated, but the Goobers Who Read is the YouTube channel for, I think, the Goober Book Club, and the person who runs that channel is the person who runs the Jassy Curran channel. It's complicated, I know, but I'll leave a link to the video of her explaining the year-long reading challenge for the Goober. But the theme for this year for this challenge is baked goods. So there are prompts based on the baked goods, which is super cute and adorable. I am not a sweets person. I'm more of a savory type person, but it's super cute and I wanted to participate. And in short, this one has 2 prompts per every month that you can choose from. You can pick either one that is easier for you or one that you really like as a sweet treat kind of thing. So yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link to the video where they talk about it, and as well as I would highly recommend you guys checking it out if you are interested, because there is a whole Google Drive with printables and other resources. So definitely do check it out. Those are the reading challenges I am planning on doing year long. Hopefully I'll be able to complete them. I know that there are a few others out there, but I'm technically doing 4 if you consider Buzzword-a-thon / Buzzword Challenge as 2, since there is the title and book cover. And I feel like adding another one would be too overwhelming to do. And as well as I want to participate in some readathons throughout different months, because there are some that I'm kind of interested in participating in, and as well as I am interested in joining a book club and be part of a book club. I don't know if I'm going to participate in the discussion. I might just sit there and listen to the discussion because I don't like to really comment or conversate with people online. I don't know, I feel uncomfortable. I'm a very shy person when you first meet me in person, but once you get to know me, I open up and I'm very outgoing and loud. But online, it's totally different, and I think it's because it's so hard to tell what a person is like through the screen, and as well as what their tone of voice is through the words / text that they write. It's just very hard. I think I just need to set that aside and just go for it, talk to people, but it's a little hard. It's a little hard. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below, what are your plans for this year to help tackle your TBR? Are you planning on doing some challenges? If you are, let me know in the comments what challenges are you planning on doing this year. Maybe I'll be interested in adding those challenges to my list for this year or maybe next year, who knows. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. If you like my content and you want to see more from me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!